Tameva mata pita tvameva Tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Thou art my mother, thou art my father, thou art my friend, thou art my comrade, thou art my knowledge, thou art my wealth, thou art my all in all, O God of gods. Good morning. Today, the title of our talk is Can You Read Our Lives? Can you study our lives? So, there is a incident behind this utterance. Long ago, in Belur Math, in the bank of Ganges, in that serene atmosphere, one young monk wanted to read holy scriptures, Upanishads. So he approached to Swami Shivananda, the second president of Ramakrishna order and one of the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. That aged and venerable saint, who was almost devoid of body consciousness, intoxicated with divine ecstasy. That was the feature of Swami Shivananda when we first think about him. And steeped in the vision of Brahman, gazed at the young monk who was engrossed in study. With a sudden profound utterance, he asked, "Can you read our lives? Can you study our lives?" The question resonated with a depth and went far beyond mere scholarship. It pointed to the living scripture of a realized soul, a text imbued with divine vitality, far surpassing the lifeless pages of written lore. Even the earth, in its vastness, feels an emptiness sometimes. The earth also. A hunger and thirst that only the descent of avatars, the incarnation of the Supreme God, and their luminous companions can satisfy that hunger and thirst of earth. In Hindu mythology, sometimes you will see a story kind of thing, but same idea. All those gods and keeping Brahma in the forefront, they are narrating that distress, the struggle of the world, the earth, the Dharitri. They call Dharitri Basudha. This is the other name of this earth. They call her as a mother earth. So that is the same idea. She is suffering. Oh Lord, please come to help the humanity, and us also. When such divine beings grace the world, their kind, radiant lives, not only the avatar, but the associate, the parshadas, in Sanskrit we call the companions of God, their radiant lives restore the earth with a healing balm. Their footsteps sanctify the soil, and their presence infuses life into the heart of existence. The scriptures for ages remain as if lifeless until these spiritual luminaries breathe vitality into them. It was always there. The books were always there. So it is these people, these kind of personality, they infuse that vitality, the life. It became like a like a, that living being, the scriptures. You see more in between the words, in between the lines. You can see more. Sometimes Swami Vivekananda, he compared Sri Ramakrishna with a searchlight. So without this life, when you understand this life, you can understand the scriptures also. So we remember in 26th February 1930, there's a discussion going on in front of Swami Shivananda. And there was a probably newspaper, probably Modern Review. One article was printed there. So in that article, there was a discussion about on Purusha Sukta. Purusha Sukta, a hymn, famous hymn of Upanishad. So they were discussing. That verse was like that. Eta vanasya mahimato jeyangscha purushaha padosya vishwa bhutani tripadasya amritang divi. What does it mean? The entire cosmos, past, atita, past, present, and future, is but a glimpse of the glory of the cosmic being, the Virat Purusha, a cosmic being. His majesty shines in this vast creation, yet he is far greater than it all. All living beings together form but a single fraction of his presence, while his remaining 3/4 dwell eternally, imperishable and radiant in their own light. This world, immense as it may seem, is but a fragment of his infinite greatness. What you can imagine of, maybe only just 1/4. What you can see not, what you can imagine even. Swami Shivananda now commented, referring Swami Yogananda, another direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, who passed away long ago, in 1899 probably. So, 1899. So, he mentioning Swami Yogananda, Yogin Swami beautifully said, the scriptures, the Vedas, the Vedanta, and even the company of saints are invaluable. Yet without the Lord himself descending to reveal his grace, can the thirst of the heart ever truly be quenched? A thirst of earth. Unless he comes, unbidden and out of his boundless mercy, how can our soul's longing be fulfilled? Books cannot fulfill our heart, our thirst. We need you, O Lord, and these sparks, as these parshadas, your divine companions. In Bengali, very sweet way, I want to mention, because in Bengali, so who understand, it is a typical way, he told, Shastro, Ved, Vedanto, Sadhu, Santo to achei. The sadhus, saints, shastras, everything is there. Tobuo Bhagavan অবতীর্ণ না হলে কি চিড়ে ভেজে? Chire is a kind of food. Is a flattened rice we call, no? So if you want to eat a flattened Indian kind of food, here also it is available. You have to soak in water because it is too dry to swallow even. You need water. So the life of Avatara, life of these direct disciples is like water. You soak it, these shastras, into that water in the scriptures, then you can eat. How beautifully. So, অহেতুকি কৃপায় তিনি এসে না বুঝিয়ে দিলে কি প্রাণের স্বাদ মেটে? An unconditional mercy. If he comes, then only the thirst and hunger you can just you can endure. Yeah. So, the Bhagavad Gita reminds us, Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana. It said, I have no duty. Krishna in the Gita told, I have no duty in all these 3 worlds. There is nothing left for me to attain. He is Bhagavan, his Lord, the Supreme, complete in himself, lacking nothing. But he came, and he comes time to time, again and again. because his love is unconditioned. And how beautifully told. And yet, without his grace, what can I do? There are many traditions and paths, but it is only through his compassion that renunciates, that is, monks, all renunciants and saints are born. Without his divine touch, no true transformation is possible. So, various denominations of monastic order, many spiritual orders, sects, sampradayas, many are there. But it is through grace of the Lord, sometimes these kind of people they born. It is his compassion. Sometimes here one, there one. Swami Akhandananda, another illustrious disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, stands as the pioneer of the Ramakrishna Order's worldwide service mission. He started. Inspired by his own compassionate heart and guided by Swami Vivekananda's instructions, he dedicated his entire life to the ideal of service. In the remote village of Sargachi, far from the bustling gaze of urban life, he established a timeless legacy of selfless service during India's colonial era. Almost 1897, around that time, he started an orphanage there. His mission, imbued with divine zeal, continues to guide countless noble souls toward a meaningful life of service and sacrifice. So, in the twilight of his life, Swami Akhandananda drew the young and devoted to his simple yet profound retreat from the Kolkata. It is far away from Kolkata, the then capital of India. Slowly, you cannot hide a fire. You cannot hide a fire. So, at the end of his life, people started knowing about him. Through Udbodhan magazine, many books started. Oh, there is a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, staying there in a remote place of Bengal, and it is poverty-stricken area. So slowly, people started going, mainly youngsters. Why? Because it is far away. So, okay, another story. So, he used to go. So, that Swami Akhandananda, we're talking about, inspired by his towering ideals, fiery compassion, tireless spirit, and childlike simplicity, these seekers found a living example of greatness. When he spoke of Sri Ramakrishna's extraordinary life, his words, full of conviction, left the youth awestruck. Yet he would encourage them with humility and warmth. Look at our lives. We are his children. Don't even think about matching his austerities. You cannot do that, what Sri Ramakrishna did. But at least look at us. So his austerities, you don't have to go that far. Just follow the example of our lives and work with sincerity. That will be enough for you. We have to follow him. At times, he would add with a touch of humor and sharp truth, you cannot grasp us, even. We are vast, infinite. We belong to the whole world. Understand us, and that will be enough. But look at yourselves. That funny word. But look at yourselves. Your minds are solid, like a stone. Your brains are solid like a stone, filled with desires, anger, and pride. Yeah, why it is solid? As long as these particles will remain in your brain will remain like a solid stone. Just a little ghee with wisdom, and the rest is all ego. But he was compassionate enough. He admitted there is little ghee. Ghee means the thinking capacity. Little wisdom is there. That much he admitted. But the rest is all ego. That limited ego. The funny way he told that part. So this year, actually, but I want to talk more about Swami Shivananda. That is the reason. Because in December, this is month, we have today the 1st of December. This month, birth anniversary of Swami Shivananda falls on 26th of December, this month. So on this special occasion, we shall primarily try to reflect. There is no particular, because Holy Mother's birth anniversary is there, Swami Premananda's is there, Christmas is there. So I didn't find any proper Sunday to allot the special service for Swami Shivananda, but let us take this opportunity. So mainly I'll try to talk more about Swami Shivananda. But as I told, it is, can you study our lives? So on plural is there, our. So time to time, I will try to talk about little Akhandanandaji and somebody else here and there. Swami Shivananda, once in a profound state of divine ecstasy about him, Sri Ramakrishna once spoke to Hari Maharaj, saying, Tarok is of the highest spiritual realm, from which name and form originate. Such was the elevated stature of his soul. His guru, Sri Ramakrishna, told about that. He belonged to that high altitude, that class, different class of beings. So there was incident happened at Baranagar monastery. When Sri Ramakrishna passed away in 1986, his disciples, mainly who want to become a monk, so they gathered, assembled in a monastery in Baranagar. Is a dilapidated house. So they got it in exchange of a small rent, because hardly people used to visit that place. For them, it was a haunted house. So, but they are bigger than, they used to call themselves as Dana. Dana means demons. So there was a room allotted for the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, that broken, dilapidated house. They used to call, they gave a name of that particular room. Dana der ghar, the room of demons. So their Swamiji was very innovative always. They are spiritual giants. Again, different story. So at times, one day it happened like that. Swami Trigunatitananda, who came in this country also, in California, absorbed in intense meditation and japa, completely neglected food and rest for days. I will not take any food or no sleep, continuous meditation or japa. His fellow monks tried every possible means to persuade him to eat, even attempting to forcibly bring him to the dining area. But to no avail. Finally, Swami Trigunatitananda declared that he would take food only if Mahapurush Maharaj, another name of Swami Shivananda, touched him during the meal. If he sit beside me and he touched me during the food, that is okay. That can be done. Equating such an act to the sanctity of his spiritual practice. So consequently, Swami Shivananda had to comply, and only then did Swami Trigunatita partake of food. So they have a high respect towards Swami Shivananda also. In a letter to Romarola, while briefly speaking about Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Shivananda wrote, Romarola, you may know, the Nobel laureate, he wanted to write a biography on Sri Ramakrishna. So in those days, hardly there was some book on Sri Ramakrishna. So it was Swami Ashokananda who helped him. And during that conversation or that connection, Swami Shivananda, being the then president of Ramakrishna order, sent him little bit of the life sketch of Sri Ramakrishna and about them, about his personal memoirs. So there he wrote, Sri Ramakrishna had the power to transmit spirituality to others and lift them to higher states of consciousness. This he could do either by thought, look, or touch. Like Swami Vivekananda, many of us used to visit the Master, and we had the good fortune to be lifted to higher planes of consciousness according to our capacities. So this story is of past, but I myself was privileged to attain that high spiritual consciousness, that is samadhi, thrice by his touch and wish during his lifetime. I am still living to bear testimony to his great spiritual power. It was neither hypnotism nor a mere tale of deep sleep, for such realization brought about changes of character and outlook that were more or less permanent. So he himself declared that. Hardly you can get that kind of, they wanted to hide themselves. But it was overflowing, that realization, those visions overflowing. So they could not hide. It is not mere literal knowledge, but direct experience that simplifies and makes accessible the profound and intricate truths of spiritual scriptures. When even the most erudite scholars find themselves perplexed in grasping the essence of these sacred texts, it is the enlightened sages, the realized souls, who unravel their true meaning. These great beings, through their wisdom and grace, convey the deep mysteries of the scriptures in simple and relatable language, bringing clarity and understanding to ordinary people. So what we told, what is their contribution, these great souls? If you read only books and you listen to only those scholars, that philosophies, the bombardment of philosophical words, sometimes you may get perplexed, puzzled. But see, once Nikhilananda, here is two incidents happened. So once Swami Nikhilananda, he also came in this country. And in New York, you'll find his center. So, and he authored many books. So he wrote, whatever instructions he gave to the devotees came from his direct experience, couched in simple language, and his profound faith that he acted as an instrument of Sri Ramakrishna, who guided him in his words, thoughts, and action. The ego was completely absent in him. We'll come again and again. Inside, there was no Shivananda. It is Ramakrishna only. Like a shell. Inside, it is all Sri Ramakrishna. So there is no ego. That we talk about, the little bit wisdom and full of ego. That's our case. So there was no ego. So now, once I asked him, that's Nikhilanandaji, a much debated questions about the present birth being the last one in the case of those who have taken shelter at Sri Ramakrishna's feet. In reply, he said that it was his belief also. I argued that according to the scriptures, only those who are completely free from desires are not reincarnated, and such desirelessness is not possible unless one directly experiences Brahman in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. You told who takes shelter in Sri Ramakrishna, they will not come again. I said that for them there is no reincarnation, last birth. But in Shastra they said it is desire. As long as there is desire in your mind, you have to come again and again. So please solve this problem. So what is the connection between the traditional scriptures and your faith, our belief as a devotee of Sri Ramakrishna? He told, you see, I am not a scholar. I do not know the scriptures. Can you tell me what is the cause of rebirth? Is it not unfulfilled desires? I agreed. Yes, you're right, Maharaj. You're right, Swami. He said, suppose you are at the point of death and Sri Ramakrishna appears before you. Suppose he asks you if you have any unfulfilled desire for which you want to assume another human body. At the last point, if he appears before you and he asks, do you have any unfulfilled desires? What will you say? I said, that is Nikhilananda said, I do not believe I have any desire to fulfill for which I would like to come back to this world again. Then, this is your last birth. This desirelessness one feels through the Master's grace, said Mahapurush Maharaj. Another incident, On another occasion, when I, that's Nikhilanandaji, had just returned from Komilla, now in Bangladesh, after a long absence, I saluted Mahapurush Maharaj and told him in the course of conversation that I was not making any spiritual progress. It is from everyone, we are not making any spiritual progress, nothing. See what Mahapurush Maharaj told. None whatsoever? He asked. I said that I did not feel any. Listen, my child. Perhaps you mean to say that you have not made as much spiritual progress as you would desire. Let me tell you something. You must be happy to see me after a long time, are you not? You are coming from Bangladesh? Certainly, Maharaj. Nikhilananda replied. He said, I am also very happy to see you. What is the cause of this mutual attraction? Neither you nor I have any blood relationship. You are happy to see me because you love God. I too am happy because I love God. This love of God binds us both together. On account of this love of God, we feel happy when we see each other. When you were away, I missed you. You too must have missed me. This love of God is the sure sign of spiritual progress. How beautifully he told all those things. So always, so we have to see each other, no? That Nikhilanandaji missed Swami Shivanandaji. Shivanandaji missed Swami Nikhilanandaji. So this is called that you need holy company, sadhu sangha. There is a beautiful story related to that. It shows that egolessness of Swami Shivananda. Shivananda had tremendous love and respect for Swamiji and Brahmananda. Swamiji means Swami Vivekananda, Brahmananda means the first president, after whom Swami Shivananda became president. Sometimes he would enter Swamiji's room. If you go to Belur Math now, you will see that old monastery in the second floor, there is a particular room where Swami Vivekananda used to live. When he passed away, he left his mortal body. Passed away means mortal body. So he is still there to inspire us. So they preserve that room. So Mahapurush Maharaj, that is Swami Shivananda, time to time used to visit that particular room. Swamiji's room, and carefully check every little article in it. If you go, you will find one, those things, the shoes, the turban, some of the articles that Swami Vivekananda used to use, that is preserved there. So check every little article in it. Once, while looking at a group picture, his eyes fell on his own figure, and he began to laugh. Which picture? That famous picture you have seen probably. I see every day in my room that somebody donated that picture to Swami Satprakashanandaji, that still I have. So that is in a cot, Swamiji is sitting. It was taken in Nivedita school. So in that cot, Mahapurush Maharaj, that is Swami Shivananda, Swami Turiyananda is sitting behind. In the front, Swami, one side, that is Swami Brahmananda, Swami Trigunatirthananda is standing, and below in the floor, Swami Sadananda is sitting. You can search in the internet. So he saw that group picture, and he saw his own figure. So he made a funny remark. Who is this rogue here? He said, this one became a saint, having been with saints. I, Shivananda, I am a rogue, So, but I became also saint, sitting with this saint. I became a sadhu. That was Bengali is sadhu. Sadhuদের সঙ্গে থেকে থেকে সাধু হয়ে গেছি. Sitting with sadhus, I became a sadhu. Then he remarked a significant thing. He told, Swamiji, Maharaj, and a few others belong to that category, that Ishvara Kotis. I was not so high, but now I also have become an Ishvara Koti through his grace. I also now became, by the grace of Sri Ramakrishna, he included me also in that class. Swami Apurvananda, one of his attendants of Swami Shivananda, he recorded, one afternoon, after his rest, the Swami was seated on his bed facing the west. The same floor, there was a room for Swami Shivananda, and still it is there. From that room, from a window, you can see a mango tree. And for us, it is one of the oldest member of the monastery. When they bought that monastery, that land, it was there, that mango tree. And Swami Vivekananda, they used to sit under the tree on a bench. So it is a special member of our monastery. It is still there. So he was looking at that mango tree from his window. Sometimes he meditated closing the eyes, and sometimes looking at a picture of the master on the wall. The door and the window of the western veranda were open. Suddenly Mahapurushji raised his head upright and, pointing to the mango tree in the courtyard, said, Look, such a great amount of power has accumulated within me that if I tell that tree, be liberated, it will be liberated. I can make people free just by looking in a particular direction. Saying so, he again bent his head and became absorbed in meditation. That was a special moment. Seeing God in everything and everywhere is the culmination of the Vedantic experience. Shivananda's mind was full of Ramakrishna. He once told Brahmananda in Belur Math, Raja, the nickname of Swami Brahmananda, I see the master even these days. Were it not so, it would be unbearable for me to live. Pointing to the picture of Sri Ramakrishna, Shivananda said to the devotees, don't think of this picture of the master as an ordinary picture. He himself dwells in it and listens to the prayers of the devotees. On another occasion, Shivananda said, in this age, the name of Sri Ramakrishna is the mantram for liberation. Rama and Krishna, the combination of these two incarnations, is simultaneously manifested in a Ramakrishna. If you chant the name of Ramakrishna, you will get the result of japam of the Rama mantra as well as the Krishna mantra. He was born to liberate sinners and sufferers and showed a simple and beautiful path for God realization. Where is God realization? There is love. You can see the manifestation. So many stories are there. We cannot, I think, what I brought here, I cannot finish it, but we'll try to share, to meditate. In February of 1928, that Swami Sureshwarananda, he recorded this incident. He was a young monk or brahmachari maybe. So in February of 1928, I was staying in the Premananda Memorial Quarters at the Math. So who visited Belur Math? It is the just opposite building of Swamiji's Samadhi temple. That two-storied building. And just in front of the President Quarter, the Girish Memorial, the old President Quarter, President Ma's Quarter. So one morning, as I sat on the ground floor veranda cleaning my teeth, I was unaware that Mahapurush Maharaj had silently passed behind me and entered a nearby room. Inside that room, a newly initiated brahmachari lay bedridden, suffering from malaria. Entering the room, Maharaj gently seated himself by the young monk's bedside and began softly massaging his head. But he was almost bedridden. He could not see who is that. So, the brahmachari, the novice, finding relief, probably his eyes were closed. So, uh, finding relief, let out small exclamations of comfort. Ah, ah. Somebody messaging said. "Hmm." Upon hearing this, I went to the room and saw the touching sight. The president of the Ramakrishna order, a Brahmagani, Nohar of Brahman, is sitting and just taking care of the brahmachari who is suffering from malaria. Um, the young monk or brahmachari opened his eyes, startled to see Maharaj tending to him, and exclaimed, "What are you doing, Maharaj?" Maharaj means the monk. Maharaj, smiling gently, responded, "Here you are here you are shining. Sorry. Here you are, and yet you ask what I am doing. Just you uttered that aha, and now you're saying that what you are doing, Maharaj." Tears welled up in the eyes of the brahmachari, and witnessing this scene, I too could not hold back my emotions. My heart swelled with the thought, what profound love and compassion did this great soul possesses. Maharaj then entrusted me with the responsibility of caring for the ailing brahmachari. With a tender tone, he said, "Ah, having renounced the affectionate bonds of his parents, this boy has sought refuge at the holy feet of Sri Ramakrishna. If we do not show him a little love and care, how will he endure?" This young boy, leaving his family and parents, his suffering years, we should take care of him. As he spoke, his voice quivered, and he seemed lost in deep thought. He continued, "Ah, what unparalleled divine love Sri Ramakrishna possesses. It is beyond comparison like the magnetic pull of a lodestone." He then spoke of the extraordinary love of Swamiji, that is Swami Vivekananda, recounting stories that reveal the depth of his affection. As the Swami spoke, his expression transformed into that of a 5-year-old child, enraptured by the virtues of his mother. He's talking about his Sri Ramakrishna. That day, in the serene presence of a 73 years old monk, I witnessed an otherworldly simplicity, purity. So it is not towards a brahmachari, it was not towards a monk, but for all devotees, there was a special space in Swami Shivananda's heart. The knower of Brahman is full of compassion. Sometimes they act like a mother who is always eager to take care of her child. If a child's body is filthy, does the mother throw it away? She washes the child and takes it on her lap again. Similarly, an illumined saint purifies the minds of impure souls. One incident that was recorded by, again, Swami Apurvananda. He wrote, "One morning, Swami Shivananda, after lying down for a while, was seated on his cot. His health was not good by then. He was almost end of his life. He seemed solemn and indrawn, but suddenly said to the attendant standing near, 'Will you go and see if there is someone who wants initiation?' They are sitting in the room. Please go out and check in the compound or the courtyard, the big compound. Please check. Is somebody there?" The attendant looked here and there and then went downstairs, where he found a woman who wanted initiation. After inquiry, he was startled by the information she gave about herself. She was young and had come from a village. She told the story of her sinful life and said that, although born in a higher caste family, she had kept bad company and gone astray. In a remorseful tone, she said, "May I not see him once?" So this is my condition. Even initiation far away. Can you see once him? When the attendant, looking disturbed, returned to the Swami, the latter inquired very earnestly, "Tell me, is someone there?" Maybe the attendant didn't wanted to share what happened because he knew the nature of Swami Shivananda. So his health was not good. But he asked, "Tell me, is someone there?" The attendant reluctantly replied, "Maharaj, it is a lady who wants initiation, but..." Before the attendant could finish what he felt he must say, Maharaj remarked, "What of that? Ask her to bathe in the Ganges and come to me after visiting the shrine. Sri Ramakrishna is the Redeemer of the fallen. He came especially to uplift them. What will happen to them if he does not come to their rescue? One could not then call him the savior of the fallen." The Swami was ready to shower his blessings upon her. Later, when after his bath she came for initiation, he said, as if he knew everything about her, "What is there to fear, my daughter? You will certainly be blessed, since you have taken refuge in Sri Ramakrishna. Say this: whatever sins I have committed in this life and in lives past, I offer them here," that is to the Master, to Sri Ramakrishna, "and I will sin no more." After initiation, the woman appeared to be an altogether new person. Later that day, the Swami remarked, "Do you know why there is so much sickness in this body, so much suffering? The sins of others are being worked out in this body. If not, why should it suffer so much?" But there is a sweet anecdote to this. It was the year 1931. It was the birthday of Swami Shivananda. And Swami Vedanta, another disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, he came to visit him, to see Mahapurush Maharaj. So both are sitting side by side. So there was a formal discussion between two brothers. He said, Mahapurush Maharaj, "The body has aged and is afflicted with various ailments, yet I am well. There is no sorrow or grievance within me. The infinitely compassionate Sri Ramakrishna has filled me completely with the unmatched treasures of his knowledge and devotion. He has revealed to me that everything within is his. It is Sri Ramakrishna only. I do not exist separately." So there is no Shivananda who lives separately. "Everything is as per his will. As long as he desires to play with this instrument, that is his body, I will remain. When he calls, I must go. This entire world is his divine play, and we are all his." Then turning to Vedanta, he started, "What about you?" So turning to Swami Vedanta with affection, he continued. So Vedanta is actually little younger in age. Almost there is, I think, almost 9 to 10 years difference. So in an affectionate tone, he told, "And what about you, Kali?" Kali is the nickname of, just like a young brother calling. So and what about you, Kali? I heard your foot got burnt again with hot water. You have suffered with your feet many times. We are talking about feet. There is a connection between two incidents. Once during your wandering days in Saurashtra, near Rajasthan, that part, you walked barefoot and developed ringworm. Later in America, your foot was burned again. It seems everything bad seeks to touch your feet, which is why these things happen. But they only reach as far as your feet. They can never rise above them. This is the thing. Here is warmth. Eh, What is coming through feet is cannot touch your heart. There is Sri Ramakrishna sitting. How beautifully he told. But they only reach as far as your feet. They can never rise above them. At this, both those brothers broke into a hearty, childlike laughter. Swami Avedananda then bowed deeply to Mahapurush Maharaj, touching the ground in reverence. They are very beautiful stories. Okay, another thing happened. Is that unconditional love and that childlike attitude. If you read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, again and again you will find Shishu Sulabh, Bala Sulabh, childlike. But there's a difference between a kid and a Nuara Brahman. A kid or a toddler, childlike, that part is same. But here there is no ajnana in an illumined soul. There is no ajnana, no darkness, no ignorance, full of knowledge. But for the kid, there is a long way to go. There is difference. But the childlike, that part is same. So here something funny again. Little disturbing also, little bit, the first part. One night, a thief entered the room of Josephine MacLeod, Joe. he was a great, what to say. He was a great support to this Ramakrishna Vivekananda movement. So her life you can read, extraordinary. So he was visiting Belur Math from America, and there was a particular room that was allotted to her. It was for almost that southeast part, or maybe that extreme corner, that south side. If you go, there is still Girish Memorial is there. So Joseph MacLeod, and it is a remote. Hardly people used to visit that place. So I think he got a good chance, that thief. So he entered there, the room of Joseph MacLeod, an American devotee of Swamiji, who was staying in the guest house of Belur Math. That was the guest house that time. When the thief grabbed her locket reliquary, which contained Vivekananda's hair, Joe woke up and shouted. Here something was hanging. In the locket, some special thing was there. That is Swamiji's hair, a relic. Joe woke up and shouted. Swami Purnananda and some other were staying downstairs. They are young monks. They hurriedly ran and caught the thief at the head of the stairs. Unfortunate for the... what to say? The monks gave him a good beating, little bit. Tied him with a rope and took him to the veranda of the Mott building there. In those days, every morning, Shivananda would walk through the Mott compound, inspecting everything, especially the dairy. On his way that morning, Shivananda saw the thief and said to him jokingly, "Look, is this a place where one should come to steal? It's a monastery. What will you get? If these boys take turns beating you, you will die." The Swami left after saying this. After a while, Shivananda returned from his rounds and began eating his breakfast. Then Jo entered his room. She came and informed the Swami, "Maharaj, you have heard that a thief entered my room? I think he is a devotee." Jo, another old person. And both are in their 70s or 80s. 70s. In those days, 70s was a, don't mind, who are in 80s. So they came. "I think he is a devotee. Otherwise, why would he take my locket, leaving so many things in the room? You know, that locket is a reliquary containing Swamiji's hair. I believe his devotion for Swamiji was the motive for stealing it." Childlike Shivananda at once believed the words of Jo. Yes, you are right. He asked Purnananda, that monk, to release the thief, take him to the Ganges, and make sure that he had a bath and change into the new cloth that he had sent for him. Give him new cloth. Give him. Um, when Shivananda's order were carried out, the thief went to bow down before Shivananda. The Swami affectionately asked him, "Hello, would you like to become a monk?" Although the thief's answer was unrecorded, his mind undoubtedly carried the memory throughout his life. So this is, you see, everything that happened, but see the effect. So I'm trying to skip some of the stories. His later days, there's many things to learn from that story. He could see the future even. Swami Shivananda, once a young boy, student, who was Shiva Shambhu Sarkar, he was visiting the monastery. The Swami asked, "What are you studying?" He said, "Economics honors." "Economics honors? Read Bengali." So when he, so funny thing, let me check. Okay. "So what? Leave it, study Bengali. It is there that you find your path." Later, when I shared this with another Maharaj, came out from the room, the Swami seemed almost exasperated and exclaimed, "Are you out of your mind? Do you know the market value of economics compared to Bengali?" Mahapurush Maharaj is a saint. He does not speak with worldly calculations in mind. So don't change your stream. Follow economics. Only much later did I realize that Swami's vision was unerring, his will unstoppable, and his guidance infallible. Many years afterward, on his birth anniversary at the monastery, Swami Dhyanatmananda, another Swami, reminded me, "Do you remember what Mahapurush Maharaj told you that day?" Because in later years, he became the head of the Bengali department of a prestigious college. And he also earned renown as an eloquent speaker, poet, and essayist. You could see. Okay. Mahapurush Maharaj was a true disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, a Nwara Brahman, and a Sharanagata Bhakta. He knows only, as Sri Ramakrishna, he knew only Mother, the Divine Mother, and he only Sri Ramakrishna. Though dwelling in a body, he transcended bodily consciousness, dehasthopi or dehastha. Though embodied, he was beyond body awareness. When reminded of his birthday, he would dismiss it, saying, "I am the Atman, unborn and eternal." If someone wished to take his photograph, he would retort, "How can one capture the formless?" His spirit. Once something happened when he was visiting Kashi, the Benaras. He and Kedar Baba, Swami Achalananda, they both are sitting there. A Punjabi monk, he came. He who knew little bit of astrology. They wanted to see their palm. So first he checked Kedar Baba's, Swami Achalananda. He was a disciple of Swami Vivekananda. So he told, "Through the Guru's grace, you will have a vision of your chosen deity at the time of death." The sadhu then asked to see Mahapurushji's hand. Smiling like a child, he extended it. After examining his palm, the monk, that astrologer, said, "You will have a vision of Brahman." Mahapurush Maharaj laughed heartily and said, "Why say will have? Say it is already so." He told, "So, aapko Brahma darshan ho jayega." So, you will have a vision of Brahman. So, he told, Mahapurushji told, "Hoga kya ji? Ho gaya." So, it is already so. There, just a child. On another occasion, while listening to the opening verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Janmadasya Yataha, he said, "I swear, I still cannot grasp whether this world exists, whether creation has happened or not. What is this coming and going we talk about?" One morning, a devotee from Kidirpur sought the dust off his feet. After offering obeisance, laughing, he replied, "Feet? I don't even have feet for you to take dust from." Where is my feet? Apani pado yavano grahita pashyati pashyatya achakshahu sa shrunoti akarnaha. It was from Shvetashvatara Upanishad. It means he has no hands, about the Brahman, the formless Brahman. He has no hands and feet, yet he moves and grasps. He sees without eyes and he hears without ears. Then he asked him, "Do you know Sanskrit?" No. So another monk helped him to make it understand. His spirit seemed to vibrate at the highest pitch, like a veena whose strings would resonate with a mere touch. Once a young man who had just completed his BA examinations approached and offered his salutations. Immediately Mahapurushji asked, "Who are you? Do you know who I am?" The youth, taken aback by the question, hesitated. Smilingly, he explained, "I am that self. I know it well. I have no birth, no death, and since you have come to Thakur, you too will come to understand this over time. Your time will come." Whenever someone inquired about his physical condition, his answer was unwavering. The body, what of the body? You are asking about body? What of the body? I am not the body. This body, subject to 6 modifications, birth, existence, growth, decay, and so on, will inevitably perish. It is the most natural thing. Let it go, as long as knowledge and devotion remain intact. Even if the body is gone, I shall remain, placing his hand on his chest, here, just as I am. Sometimes he used to sing the Ram Prasad song. The body and its pain know their burden, but you, O mind, dwell in joy. Deho jane ar dukkho jane, mon tumi anande thako. So the attendant wrote, 24 hours of relentless asthma, sleepless nights, blood pressure destabilizing his frail frame, and minimal sustenance, little bit food. That was his condition at the end. His once robust chest, tall stature, and sturdy body had been reduced to a weakened, slackened, and powerless form by the relentless assaults of age and disease. Witnessing his suffering brought tears to others' eyes, yet he remained steady, unperturbed, exclaiming with vigor, "I have no concern for this body. A sadhu who is anxious about his body or afraid of death is no sadhu at all. I am always ready for his call. By the Guru's grace, I clearly understand that I am not this body. That knowledge has been firmly rooted in me. We are ever ready to leap into the lap of the Divine Mother." Sister Devamata, a great American devotee. So he wrote once, when he heard this news, what is happening in the Belur Math around Swami Shivananda, so that attendant wrote, "This profound detachment of Swami Shivananda," hearing all the stories that is coming from Belur Math time to time, this profound detachment, born of his steadfast union with the immutable self, left a significant impact on the monks and devotees of the order. That is we are reading. That is why we are discussing. We want that spirit. Even as far away as the monastery in California, his influence was felt. Sister Devamata, a devout devotee, suffered a severe injury after sleeping in the prayer hall. During her prolonged recovery, she endured unbearable pain, feeling on the verge of death. Yet, remembering Swami Shivananda's boundless patience and fortitude, she drew courage and strength to persevere. After her recovery, she wrote a heartfelt letter of gratitude to Mahapurush Maharaj, acknowledging how his example had been her beacon of solace and resilience. Once, when he was talking with devotees and and the monks, he was talking about another devotee. So it is love. He was remembering Bhavanath. You may get his name in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So Shivanandaji, he told, it was recorded like this. When asked about his death, he replied, it is Swami Shivananda, I don't even think about it, whether I have slept or how, whether I have, so somebody asked him, Maharaj, do you have a good sleep last night? So that was the answer. I don't even think about it, whether I have slept or how my body feels. Let Thakur and Ma keep me as they wish. Or not at all, it does not matter to me. Whatever they will, let it be so. All I need is their wisdom, jnana and bhakti at their lotus feet. Bhavanath was so full of love. When he sang, his eyes would overflow with tears. Saying this, he began to sing himself. A beautiful song. So it's in Bengali, only just 4 lines, only 4 lines. Ami je tari, jekhane shekhane jai, loke bole kolonkini rai. It is about Radha and Krishna, that they accuse me about my character, the Radha is saying. So they blame me. আমি যে তাড়ি যেখানে সেখানে যাই লোকে বলে কলঙ্কিনী রাই সখী আমার তাতে কি আমি সবই সইতে পারি সখী আমার তাতে কি যদি শ্যামরূপ নেহারি সে শ্যামরূপ দেখলে আর এসব মনে থাকে না তখন সবই সইতে পারি. This is called akhar, that again in the same line আমি যে সবই সইতে পারি. So it would be in English something like that. I am but his. I belong to Krishna. Or maybe here, Shivananda, I belong to Ramakrishna. Wherever I roam, they call me names, a tainted bloom. Yet, dear friend, what care have I? I can endure it all. Within bracket. What care have I when I behold his radiant form? When Shyamas, that is Krishna's, Shyam's beauty graces my sight, all the world fades, lost in the light. In that blissful gaze, I feel no pain. Then I can endure it all. Then I can endure it all. So that was the message. Om sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarva dharma swarupine Avatara Varisthaya Ramakrishnaya Te Namaha. To the one who came to establish spirituality, one who is the personification of all faiths and religions, one who is the foremost embodiment of the divine, to that Ramakrishna I offer my salutations. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.